I have eliminated most of the bad habits in my life, but there is one thing that still bothers me, and that is scrolling and content consumption. This is the bad habit that I have had the hardest time getting rid of. And I literally started my dopamine detox just to get rid of this one habit. But there is one trick that has helped me slowly get rid of this addiction. And it's actually quite simple. I want you to forget about your phone. Before I explain and before you're like, oh yeah, how can I forget my phone? I want to make sure that your phone is the only place where you can waste time. So if you have like an iPad or a computer or whatever, you make sure to block those websites so you can't access like wasting time and scrolling on your computer or iPad or whatever the fuck you have, right? So make sure that your phone is the only place where you can like waste time, scroll, go on social media. And now once you made sure that your phone is the only place where you can waste time, then we can get to forgetting about your phone. And it's actually very simple to forget about your phone. All you need to do is to make it invisible. And if you don't already know, all habits start with a cue. So a cue is basically the thing that brings the habit to mind. So let's say, for example, you see your phone or you get a notification, then suddenly you're thinking of your phone and you're like, oh yeah, maybe I should go on my phone. When you see, when you walk past your phone, when you like feel it plinging in your pocket, then you'll be like, oh yeah, maybe I should grab my phone. That's a cue. And for me at least, a big cue with scrolling is to see my phone or to like get a notification, because I would not really that often get a desire to start scrolling if I wasn't thinking about my phone. And most of the time, you only think of your phone when you get a notification or you see it's within reach, you see it on your table. But when you don't see it, you kind of don't really think about it, it's there. So let's say the biggest cue for you using your phone is that you see your phone or you get a notification. If you make your phone invisible, then you will literally remove the cue, and therefore you won't even get the desire to actually do the habit. So there is a couple of techniques to make your phone invisible. You probably already do the first one, which is to have your notifications off. This makes sure that you don't get the cue to like notice your phone and then start scrolling. Because you can like, you have your phone in like your pocket and then suddenly you hear like that pling, yeah, you know, and you're like, oh yeah, I need to check the message, and you check the message. Or you'll be like, oh yeah, I also need to look at this thing, and suddenly you're on TikTok or whatever the fuck you use, and then you're scrolling, right? So by turning off the notifications, your phone like won't be as easy, because you won't be aware of it at all times, because your friends are messaging you, you're getting this notification from a YouTuber who just posted or whatever it is. See, this is a simple one which like clears some of it, but the next technique is the one that really did it for me. This is really effective, and it is to hide your phone. And before you say, oh yeah, but I should be training my willpower, yeah sure, the method you're using now by trying to abstain from your phone, has it been working for you? Because I can tell you, for a long time, for years, like 1.5 years, I've been trying to like stop scrolling by saying, oh yeah, you need willpower, you just need to train your willpower, it's a muscle. Has that been working for you? If it hasn't, try something else, because you're probably not going to get anywhere. Trust me, if you just hide your phone away so you forget about it, then you'll literally stop using your phone. So what I want you to do is to place your phone in a room where you wouldn't go for your phone, or just a room that you're not usually going into, like in your house. So like take your phone and hide it away in one of those rooms. And once you like have the room, if you have like drawers or a pantry or something, just put it into there. So for example, one thing that I've done is to like go into my kitchen and then put my phone in one of the drawers, because I wouldn't go into the kitchen and open that drawer that often, and I definitely wouldn't be looking for my phone there. So like I don't really associate that room with scrolling, because obviously you're not scrolling in the kitchen. And now that you've made sure that your phone is hidden, just go about your day and do the habits that you've planned. And you'll find out that you'll actually forget a little bit about your phone, because you don't hear it, because you know your notifications are off, and you don't see it, so you won't feel that urge to scroll, because you know it's just not there. It's like if I took your phone, like if I could come to your house and like say, oh give me your phone, and I took it and you didn't have it for a week, you would kind of like, oh yeah, that's fine, I can just live. Like you wouldn't be like fucking spazzing out because you couldn't use your phone. You would just be like, oh yeah, I'm just gonna go on with life. It's actually not that bad to not have your phone. you can live life fine. Like, you've probably tried having periods of your life where like you couldn't get to your phone or there was no internet or whatever. You felt just fine. So you can forget about your phone by making sure you don't really see it. And this probably won't like completely rid of your addiction, but it will reduce the amount of time that you spend scrolling so much, because now it'll be easier to like get the cue for doing productive things, because you know, you always choose, like the human brain chooses what is easiest. But when that easy option of just sitting down to scroll isn't there, then you'll actually, like, your brain will start thinking of like other productive things like to do. You know, you'd be like, oh, I could maybe read a book because I see my bookshelf, or oh yeah, I need to do this one thing on my computer that's been waiting. And now this is also why it's important to make sure that you don't use like your computer or your iPad or whatever you have for wasting time, because then you can just go and grab them. I tried this for a long time where I'd like have the iPad in the living room. My mom has an iPad, and I would just like borrow that, and you know, I would just go about my day, you know, having my phone hidden, and then suddenly I'd find myself watching stuff on the iPad instead. So you want to make sure that you can't watch like dumb shit on those things as well. Just make sure that it's only your phone, and then hide your phone away. If you tried this method, or when you try it, definitely go down in the comments and like tell me if it worked for you or how much progress you've seen. And if you want to see more videos from a small YouTuber like me, go down and click that subscribe button right now. It's a win-win for both me and you. Also check out the Discord server, it's the first link in the description. It's a small brotherhood that we're trying to grow, and I would really appreciate seeing you in there. Last but not least, put one foot in front of the other.